Ladies and gentlemen, the trigger was just pulled. We're seeing massive escalations happening across the world right now. Vladimir Putin, he has sent nuclear submarines to Cuba for some military drills. But also what we're going to go over is the facts and the data with what's going on with inflation. They're keeping you in the dark, telling you that everything's fine, inflation is going away. Well, accordingly, we're seeing a massive cost of living crisis happening in the US right now, a massive housing crisis. And I think it's all going according to the Great Reset plan. They said you will own nothing and be happy. Well, people are losing everything. We've also got massive corporate defaults, credit card defaults skyrocketing. We've got a lot to cover in today's video. So you know what time it is. Let's get straight into the news, the facts, and the data. Well, look at this, everyone. Just how bad is the US cost of living? Well, we did the math, so let's figure out how bad it really is. It's hard to find an area of a household budget that's been spared. Groceries are up 25% since January 2020. Same electricity. Used car prices have climbed 35%. Insurance 33%. And rents are up 20%. But I thought, everyone, inflation's only 3% and it's falling rapidly. Well, no, when you look at the actual facts, when you take the receipts, we can see prices are still rising rapidly. I'll move myself so you can see this chart here. Monthly Zillow rent index is over 2K now. That's up 28%. We can see mortgage rates, they're skyrocketed, which is not counted for with inflation. They were around 3%. They're now over 8%. And Zillow home value index, again, that's not really included in inflation. It's more rents that are included in inflation. That's up 42%. So we talked about insurance, that was up 33%, but this has pushed the average monthly payment for a new car to a record high of $736. Now we're seeing people pay $1,000 or more a month as well. But that's not all. Look at this, everyone. Routine bills. Americans haven't gotten any respite from their other bills either. Electricity bills have climbed 25% since January 2020, and natural gas is up 29% in the same period. And like inflation, more generally, jumps in electricity prices have been uneven across states and region. So of course, it's the most highest in California. You know, the California dream to own nothing and be happy is really starting there. Be homeless on a beach, I think, is a new California dream. Also, it's not included in inflation, but is a real cost for Americans and everyone around the world. Borrowing costs. They've become very, very expensive. Credit cards have been relatively easy to come by in the US, helping Americans buy big ticket items like cars and homes, while also keeping a lid on monthly interest payments. Now the share of American wages that they're putting toward interest payments for things like cars and credit cards is at levels not seen since 2007. And what happened after 2007? The Great Recession. Also, delinquency rates are climbing rapidly as a result. I'll go ahead and pull up a chart here. This is the delinquency rate on credit cards and all commercial banks. We can see in Q3 2021 it was around 1.5%, and is now doubled to 3.16%. But everything's fine, isn't, guys? So all of that has many families feeling stretched, with an increasing number of withdrawing from their retirement savings, while also contributing to an annual increase in credit card balances last quarter that was the largest in the New York Fed data back to 1999, again before the dot-com bust. So unlike they're saying, everyone, where there's this big boom in spending, it's been an artificial boom from debt. But now the debt has to be paid, and we're going to see big withdrawals from this debt addiction. Because look at this, corporate debt defaults soared 80% in 2023, and analysts are saying it's going to be much, much higher this year in 2024. Again, the bill has to be paid, not just corporate debt, also the US government. It's adding trillions and trillions of dollars of debt every year. I think we're adding $1 trillion worth of debt every single 90 days now. But you know the old saying that goes, when all else fails, they take it to war. Look at this. House passes defense bill automatically registering men 18 to 26 for a draft. And I think they're just going to increase this age higher and higher as they get more desperate, as things escalate. And things just did escalate. Because look at this. Russian Navy fleet, including nuclear power sub, arrives in Cuba. Now, the US is downplaying this. It's apparently just a military exercise, but we all know the tensions are rising and rising quickly. So I know what you're thinking, well, okay, what does all this mean in simple terms? Well, unlike the mainstream media is saying, the cost of living crisis is only going to get worse. We're going to see geopolitical tensions increase, and the US government is going to keep borrowing. All this is going to lead to massive inflation. It's going to lead to a melt up in the markets. This is why you're not seeing the stock market crash, because when the dollar loses purchasing power, everything valued in the dollar goes up. But that doesn't mean your standard of living improves. This is why we're seeing the cost of living crisis for Americans get worse, even though the stock market hasn't crashed yet. This is what we call stagflation, when inflation keeps rising but the unemployment rate goes up and the economy worsens. And people, this is happening now. The unemployment rate hit 4% and we're still seeing very sticky inflation. So people, some very tough times ahead. You're definitely going to want to prepare right now. Now that's the end of the news segment part of this video. Now I want to talk about today's video sponsor, Hillcrest Technologies. That stock ticker symbol HLRTF. Because today we're diving into something special, a company that's caught my attention, and I don't usually make these kinds of videos, but this one is worth the exception. So first, let's talk about something called zero voltage switching, or ZVS. For those who aren't familiar, ZVS is a method of power conversion that has been considered the holy grail of electrical engineering for decades. It promotes ultra-efficient switching between direct current DC and alternative current AC. This technology could revolutionize the energy sector, but up until now, it has been a tough nut to crack. So who is Hillcrest Technologies? Well, this is a company that has managed to develop the only fully functional commercial ZVS inverter prototype in the world. That's right, they're not just dabbling in this technology, they've actually done it. So what is the potential of ZVS? Well, imagine a world where power conversion is almost lossless. What ZVS offer? Traditional investors lose efficiency during the switching process, but zero voltage switching minimizes this loss to negligible levels. This technology is a game changer for industry ranging from electrical vehicles to renewable energy. Now get this, Hillcrest's market cap is currently only around roughly 20 million US. What's fascinating is that they've spent more developing on their zero voltage technology inverter than the entire market cap of the company. This means they're deeply invested in their own technology and is a promising sign. So why now? You may be wondering why no one else has achieved this. It's not for the lack of trying. Major players in the industry have attempted to commercialize zero voltage switching, but have fallen short. Hillcrest stands out as the only company with a functional commercial prototype, and this isn't just hype, it's verified. You can even reach out to their founder, Don Curry, to confirm it yourself. Think about Henry Ford. He was ridiculed and called ignorant by many, yet he revolutionized the automotive industry. Similarly, Hillcrest's team, including a highly skilled group in Germany, is pushing the boundaries of what's possible in energy technology. They've done what no one else has been able to do. Now, the business opportunities for Hillcrest are immense. The US government is pouring billions into the energy sector, and technologies like zero voltage switching are poised to benefit from this investment. Hillcrest CEO is actively engaging with potential clients globally, demonstrating the inverter's capabilities. Now, Hillcrest has already integrated their inverter into vehicles. They're working on a commercial grade inverter for solar farms as well. The company is also in the process of obtaining necessary certifications. With an inverter efficiency of, get this, 99.7%, they're looking at massive savings and increased efficiency across multiple applications, including electric vehicles, solar farms, and even boats. Now, you may be thinking, what if players like Elon Musk take an interest? Well, even if they do, it would take years to integrate such technology fully. Meanwhile, Hillcrest is already making strides and their stock hasn't moved significantly yet, so this presents a unique ground floor opportunity. Now, this is all leading to huge growth potential. The market for electrification is growing at 16.4% year over year, and Hillcrest is poised right at the forefront. Their technology could save millions in energy costs by reducing their energy loss during the conversion. So this is not just about hardware, it's about software integration that makes the solution so effective. So everyone, Hillcrest Technologies, that stock ticker symbol HLRTF, I think is a massive opportunity, not just for you, but for the entire world. So go ahead and start doing your due diligence today. But everyone, what do you think? Let me know down below. Thanks for watching. You're awesome. I'll see you all in the next video.